Thank you for that prayer, Elder. That was wonderful. And I do ask that you all do pray for me, because I am in desperate need of it. Not only so in the normal course of my life, but much more up here.
Indeed. Amen.
As our elder never tires, nor should he, of reminding us no man can utter anything edifying unto a child of God, except the Lord be in the matter. So, pray that he would be, if it be his will. My study has taken me many places. As of recent, it's been trending towards definitions of words, particularly love. One of the greatest problems, of course one of the root problems that we have in modern day America, is we have the definitions of our words all screwed up. We have the definitions of our words wrong. Perhaps the most egregious case is love.
Indeed.
We think love means to be nice, to spare someone's feelings at every cost.
Amen.
That is not the case.
Amen.
To love someone is to do what's best for them, to want to do what's best for them, whether or not they like it, whether or not you like it,
Amen.
whether or not it's easy, whether or not it hurts their feelings.
Indeed.
Love can be rough sometimes. If I pull a child out of the street, out of the way of a rushing, oncoming truck, I might hurt him, I might twist his arm, I might even dislocate his shoulder.
Amen.
But I pulled him out of there out of love and because of love.
Amen.
And another misconception we have, we are told, I believe in the scriptures, that God is love.
Indeed.
Most people seem to take this to mean that God cannot and does not hate. Love and hate are two sides of one coin.
Amen.
I love children. That means that I hate pedophiles. If I do not hate pedophiles, I do not love children.
Amen.
Proverbs 6. Verse 16. Proverbs 6:16. These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren.
Amen.
That's pretty clear language there, I think. There are things in this world, before I get ahead of myself, Proverbs chapter 8. I'll just start in verse 1. Proverbs 8:1. Doth not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice? She standeth in the top of high places, by the way in the places of the paths. She crieth at the gates, at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the doors. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man. O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. Hear, for I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing froward or perverse in them. They are all plain to him that understandeth, and right to them that find knowledge. Receive my instruction, and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence, and find out knowledge of witty inventions. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, and arrogance, and the evil way, and the froward mouth do I hate.
Amen.
There are things in this world, in this life, we are supposed to hate.
Amen.
We ought not feel bad about that. We ought not apologize for that.
Amen.
But we're also told over here in Proverbs 10, verse 12, hatred stirreth up strifes, but love covereth all sins. Of course, there is a right hatred and a wrong hatred.
Amen.
And that brings to mind for me, verse 18, 10:18, he that hideth hatred with lying lips, and he that uttereth a slander is a fool. You know, we're told in the Beatitudes, blessed are the peacemakers. He that hideth hatred with lying lips is a fool. Peacemaking is not peace pretending.
Amen.
It's not shoving things under the rug and acting as if they do not exist.
Amen.
And speaking of hate, I've heard it said often, I'm sure y'all have as well, hate the sin, not the sinner. Well, in just a moment, over in Romans 9, Romans chapter 9, starting in verse 11. At 9. We'll go verse 9. Romans 9:9. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that sheweth mercy.
Amen.
That's also pretty plain language. Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. That shows that, yes, there are people that God hates. We're also told elsewhere, I believe in Psalms, that God hateth the wicked.
Amen.
And we also see here God's sovereignty displayed. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand. Before these children have been born, before they've done anything to be judged, God has decided, this one I love, this one I hate.
Amen.
That's his right. We don't get to say, what doeth thou?
Amen.
Who art thou, O man? We don't get to call God out on that. We're also told, I can't remember where it is, if you can help me here, Alder. We're told to love thine enemies.
It's in the Sermon on the Mount.
Thank you. And somewhere on the Mount in Matthew chapters 5 through 7 is where that is. We're told to love thine enemies. course, as we talked about, love is not think warm thoughts about them. Love is to do love to them.
Amen.
But you notice loving your enemies requires that you have some enemies.
Amen.
And we ought to have some enemies in this world. If we don't, we're not doing our job right.
Amen.
Because Jesus had enemies.
Amen.
He has more enemies than anyone else.
Amen.
But it also doesn't say, do not fight them. If someone breaks into my house and attacks my children and I kill him to defend them, I've done that out of love.
Amen.
Yes, I hate that man for doing that, but I didn't do that because I hated him. I did it because of my love for my children.
Amen.
I believe that's all I have to say. If I've said anything unduly, that is to be laid on my charge and not against the Lord.